feel a sort of release in doing this video. I'm aware that some people will see me in their own perspective and be a bit shocked or not in however way they have come to see me as someone who resonates with the elves of Tolkien so much. I am sure some will leave my channel as they meet the younger version of my elf that experimented. I may even gain subscribers from this title as they are looking for connection of experience too. I need to say right off the bat, I am not a drug user, and wouldn't even call myself a recreational one at that. In fact, I have a cautious judgment towards anyone who does it a lot, because I know what it ultimately means. I came in the world looking for the window to the other world that I felt deep within myself. But I will tell you, I do not recommend finding spirituality and your true self this way. If you can do it without taking drugs, then please continue. I like what I'm doing now much more, which is living in reality and merging my higher self in with it daily without altering my brain chemicals. I do not even enjoy smoking weed any longer because of this. I don't even like to drink alcohol because it dulls the senses, and I've gotten to the point in my evolution where I want them wide awake and open at all times. I want to feel my pain and my joy deeply and stay awake to it all, observing these emotions from every angle. But I did smoke weed a handful of times. I can count on my hand. And I took mushroom once in a tea, tasting the earth and discovering the magic within. I have no idea what type of mushroom, but I remember I was given it in a tea to drink at a friend's house. I felt safe with her and felt it was a good experience to have at that time in my early 20s, still looking for a sense of the reality that I felt deep within. At this point, I wasn't as aware of my elf soul poking through. I was a lost soul who lost her mother at a young age and was constantly looking for outside validation of myself in this world, trying to fit in, so spiritually that I had forgotten my true self inside. I had an experience I would like to share because although trips have been very bad for a lot of people, for me it was a portal opened into the Faerie realm that felt as if it was a real place in the world of Avalon. I sank back into the couch I was sitting on while drinking my tea, and soon I was outside in a forest kingdom, inside a beautiful stone fountain, and bathing and splashing in the water with fairy wings. My friend I was with had deep purple and green iridescent ones, and I had a silvery blue pair, and we were so happy and splashing and laughing. I never felt that carefree before. It was an amazing feeling, as if I was in between being a child and an ancient soul again. Some of you may see me still smile like that in my videos. It is that glimpse of fairy that remains in my heart still. I was surrounded by beautiful creatures, centaurs, and unicorns all around me, with a night landscape under a starry night. It was incredible, but at some point, it was time to be done with my fairy bathing. While climbing out of the fountain, I looked to my left and saw a glowing forest path, and I noticed myself turning more now into an elf, with deer-like steps. I was graceful and elegant and one with the trees around me. I followed this path into an open field and was transported back to the living room I was originally in. From there, I thought my journey was over, but I noticed all around me the walls and the ceiling started to open up and reveal a pink-blue sunset sky, and from the ceiling came the most beautiful faces that to me looked a bit like trees, like giant willow trees coming down towards me. They were giants, and they were ancient, with faces made out of geometric patterns and shapes, but they were iridescent and translucent in their faces and bodies, and they were just hovering over me, and I saw just lovingly look at me in my elven form, and I could see through them, electricity going through them, showing all points of light, entering into their bodies and outwards towards me. I felt one with these beings that saw many universes created before me, and their acknowledgement of me ushered in a feeling of love that I was searching for. They told me that the secret is to know that all things in this universe are within each of us, and the love I felt from them was a reflection of all the love I gave to others that I did not get back in return yet, but I will someday, as I realize I have all the love of the entire cosmos within me. All souls do. Love is energy, and it is never lost, but simply transformed. So when you give it out freely to those who don't want it or can't give it back, it comes back to you to experience it in a new form one day. Love is actual quantifiable energy that can be felt and can be read. They told me that every single person receives everything back that they give out to others. This is heaven and hell. The souls who give pain receive it back later, either in this life or in the next. The souls who give out love and joy receive it later, either in this life or in the next. But you will never see it coming, as your mind focuses on something else. The beauty is the element of surprise with love. Love is programmed to move this way, to hide, and to surprise you. Because in reality, there are no surprises when you are one with everything. You know where everything comes from, because in the highest places of space, there is nowhere else for the energy to go. It just gets reflected back towards you, as all information is contained already within. They told me that Earth needed more souls like me who care so much about it, and that many were being born right now. They said the spirit of Earth lives on in all human souls, and that when they have a spiritual awakening, they transform into a Fae soul that remembers fairyland once again, all in unique varieties and forms. The Fae is an archetype that lives within all humans, and it becomes truly activated within when they seek for something beyond material success, money, power, and fame on Earth. Humans can have these things, but they must never forget the pure spirit of nature within them that is free. A lost soul on Earth is one who is not connected to nature and pollutes it without engaging the higher mind. But all is not lost, and some just wander for a while, as something happens when they go on a hike or a trip into nature, and they realize what the true point of their life is. The tree spirit told me that there is no soul that can truly awaken without connecting to their fairy one first, because spiritually awakening for a human is one in the same. That was why I was given the gift to see my true self as both a fairy and an elf, a citizen of fairyland, as I expanded on my human consciousness as connecting to Mother Earth. At that point, they left me, and closed up the ceiling and pulled their long necks back to the dimension where they belong and were sent from. This was many years ago, and I did not make my channel yet from this experience. And I also did not connect to my Pleiadian soul either. But I felt these tree spirits were working with Pleiadians in many ways to instill them with higher vision and wisdom about nature on their own planets. This experience opened me up to how I saw the elves the next time I watched Lord of the Rings for my yearly marathon I do of all the movies. I started to read about Tolkien in a way that showed me he was a very wise creator soul, working for the whole collective, to bring forth a message to show that the baby Aragorn and Arwen had was another Numenor rebuilding, and as you will see in my later video, it is the rising of Atlantis again, after it had fallen. So within my experience, with the tree spirits and awakening into my fairy soul, I believe all humans can become fairies if they reconnect to nature. My vision is the same as Tolkien's. It does not matter who or what you look like. You all have the power to fulfill Tolkien's prophecy about humanity merging with the Elven spirit once again. Many people will say that the elves left Middle-earth and they were done after Frodo's delivery of the ring to Mount Doom. But the natural magic of the elves remained on Arda as Arwen did, and the Mirkwood elves still roamed deep within the forest too. So it was never the ending for the elves, but rather a rising of mankind, as the elves passed down the baton to mankind to care for Arda now. It was their chance and their turn. And this is where we are. This is where Tolkien left us. Humanity is supposed to take care of the earth, and pick up where the elves left off as the preservers of the beauty of Arda. This information I am giving to you to do as you will. I am starting to feel that my channel is becoming a diary in a way, a place to write down all my inner thoughts as I continue to explore my elven soul, and reawaken and bring others with me who resonate with the elves in this way, and not just see them as separate from mankind, but as the higher message of the beautiful beings humans can become, and will become in the future if they focus on it. Becoming in touch with your elven soul is not for superficial purposes. It is for a serious purpose to reconnect to nature before time runs out on the planet. The tree spirits told me a long time ago that day that in their sadness of Earth being affected by pollution and general disregard, that Earth's only means of survival is if humans awake to their love again for it. The same love that the elves had for Arda. The love for Earth that will make you grow your fairy wings and will show you your high elven self as guardians of this Earth. The love energy that has the power to come back to you, to see more calmer weather, healthier skies, and cleaner waters to ensure the survival of the human species.